Next, we'll talk about how we can get ChatGPT to continue its output even after it's stopped. So let me come up with a scenario where it might stop. I'm going to take a somewhat large Wikipedia page, maybe like all of this text here, and it's in English. It's an article about Tina Turner. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to please translate the following article from English to, I don't know, let's say French. And then I'll paste the full article text in here, and I'll hit enter. And this will take a little while, but you can see it start, and it's giving me French. I don't really speak French, but I know it enough that it's at least getting this first line correct, and we'll trust that it's accurate. Okay, and it stopped, but this is not the full article being translated. It stopped here on this line, Turner, I don't even speak French, I'm not going to try, but it stopped in this section talking about Grammy Awards. And if we look at the original prompt, it's somewhere right around here. It didn't get to any of this content. Now, why did that happen? Well, ChatGPT has a limit that we can't really control. It's set for us. There's no setting that we can tweak. And that setting governs how much output it generates at once. The good news is that we can then tell it to continue. There's two ways. More recently, there's now a button you can click to continue generating. So I can click that, or you can just type the word continue, which was the old way of doing it. It still works. If I type continue, it will pick up right there, mid-sentence, as you can see. Also, at any point, I can stop it generating, and there's no resume button. I can't tell it to just pick up where it left off, but I can tell it to regenerate, and it will just start from here and regenerate that response. And we'll get the same result. In this case, it's the same result because I'm asking it to translate something. Now, if I was asking it to write a poem or write a blog post, if I stopped it midway and asked it to regenerate, it would start from scratch. And that could mean, a very different blog post. So while it's generating, you can stop it. And that can be useful if you mess something up in your prompt and it's a really long output. You're telling it to generate a blog post. It can take, 20, 30 seconds. If you don't have the patience for it and you just want to abandon it, you can click stop and then regenerate. And here's another example. So it actually, the prompt I gave it was decently, it was long enough that it couldn't translate the whole thing in two outputs. So it stopped here, just short of the end of the article. I can click continue or type continue, and it will finish up. I assume it will finish up. There we go. And it finishes. And then anytime you ask it to regenerate, or a lot of the time, OpenAI will ask you, is this better or worse? You can provide feedback if it's, it's simple enough, but you're definitely not required to do that. So if you ever see it stop earlier than you expect, midway through a blog post, midway through a translation of something long, click continue or type the word continue, and it will pick up and continue.